Agent. I know this is my second live video today, and usually this doesn't happen because I've never posted two live videos in one singular day before. Although I have posted two or three long form videos before, but that was a few years ago. The point is, I want to talk to you guys, for those who don't know, how solar eclipses truly work. And this is especially important because this solar eclipse this week will happen on Wednesday, starting from 6 p.m. and its peak here in London will be at 7:12 p.m. and it will last for 2 minutes and 18 seconds. The important part is that the moon will move in front of the sun to some degree. The types of eclipse there are is partial eclipse, total eclipse, or the eclipse where the sun's rays still show. So the moon usually will cover the whole of the sun, but some of its rays will still be there. So you can have those three types of eclipses. The most common one, though, is partial eclipse. However, this is going to be our biggest eclipse since the 20th century. The 20th century. So essentially, instead of having a partial eclipse where like 40 or 50% of a solar eclipse is covered, we are going to have 90% covered in the rest of the UK, apart from Cornwall, which is 96%, and Scotland's also 96%. But everywhere else, Manchester, Liverpool, Birmingham, London, yeah, all of those are going to receive 90, all of those are going to witness 90% of the sun being covered by the moon. And what happens in a solar eclipse is that usually the temperatures will drop because the moon is covering the sun, and that makes everywhere darker too, because the sun provides our heat and provides the brightness that is over here today, as you can see here. And when the solar eclipse happens tomorrow, all that brightness will turn to darkness because the moon is covering the sun, and therefore that means, well, it'll become a whole lot darker, even though at 6 or 7 p.m. it usually is quite bright in the summer, so it'll just become a lot darker and temperatures will be cool. One thing I should say is that you should not look at the sun while a solar eclipse is happening. It's really, really important not to. And that's because usually if you look at the sun, your pupils will kind of contract to ensure less of the harmful UV light or infrared rays come from the sun into your eyes. So usually your pupils will contract. But because in this solar eclipse, don't look at the sun, because 90% of it in London, in Liverpool and Birmingham, your eyes will not contract because it will be mostly dark when the solar eclipse happens, which therefore means that the light from the sun will concentrate into your retina, and the retina is responsible for your vision. So it's really, really, really important to not let that happen. To prevent that, use the pinhole thing, which you can use by getting a box of cereal, or you can just get approved solar eclipse glasses to prevent that from happening. But what happens if you do look at the solar eclipse? The effect will not happen immediately, unlike you staring at the sun for 5 minutes or 4 minutes, and then you have like kind of long-term blindness or even permanent blindness. It won't happen immediately with a solar eclipse. Usually it takes hours or days, sometimes in some cases weeks to happen. So, for example, your vision could become more blurry, there could be blind spots, so whenever you see something, there's like a black spot in the middle of your vision or just anywhere on your vision because the retina will be damaged. Or you have permanent blindness, as in everywhere gets blurry, you can barely see words, you can barely see a thing because you looked into the solar eclipse. That's why solar eclipses are dangerous to look at. Also, you shouldn't record solar eclipses because, as I mentioned in my community post that I mentioned earlier, if you record a solar eclipse, your phone camera will melt, and therefore that means and because, well, your phone camera melts, that means the lens will be permanently damaged, and therefore that means that you'll end up not having a usable camera at the back, because you'll usually record at the back anyway. And just note that the reason why it's permanent is because the retina cells do not regenerate. They can't just reform itself. So once the retina is damaged, it's damaged permanently. And some research is going on in America, such as Harvard or Yale, to further see whether damaged retinas can be fixed or not. But currently, it's permanent, it's unfixable, it's uncurable. So don't look at the solar eclipse. Don't put your camera at the solar eclipse. Otherwise, your eyes are cooked, your phone is cooked, and you'll either have permanent blindness or your phone will just not work because, well, just the solar eclipse is literally so powerful that it can direct itself through the camera. So if I was pointing here and this was the solar eclipse, it will point a ray of light through here or through my eye, and then it will focus itself on the retina, and it will super focus itself. It can even cause like photography toxicity, or it can even cause your eyes to be really, really hot. It can cause thermal heat inside your eyes. So really, really, really important that you don't record using your phone unless you have a solar eclipse filter to cover your camera to ensure that you can still see it. Although, as an alternative to that, you can use a colander, you can use the pinhole thing, you can use glasses. And even if you don't have any of those, let's say, you can just record the reactions of people around you, and that will be more memorable rather than just remembering how your phone got absolutely damaged, how your iPhone 17 got cooked, or the Samsung Galaxy Fold I'm holding were absolutely destroyed. Rather than remembering how your phone got annihilated, you can remember the reactions of people around you. And just remember, this event is really, really important tomorrow because this in 2026 will never happen again until 2081, which, by the way, is going to be 55 years' time, where I would just be 71 years old. So it's really, really important that you realize that you should not miss this event. And even then, you should tell your friends, tell your family about the solar eclipse. Don't miss out on my video since you want to see it as fresh as possible. And I really, really do hope you enjoyed the video. Be bright, stay bright, and I hope you have an excellent day. Remember to like and subscribe, since my goal for next month is to have 250 subscribers. And I'd really, really appreciate it if you could allow me to meet a target, so that way I could make a special video by the end. Thank you guys for watching.